It is 2:45 in the morning. The room is almost completely dark. The only light comes from the small screen resting quietly in your hands. A few feet away, someone you love is asleep, and you're typing words you've never quite managed to say to them. Not because you don't love them, but because you're tired. Tired of trying to explain something that never seems to come out the way it feels. Tired of wondering whether you've already asked for too much. So instead, your thumb opens the sleeping screen to the one space that never turns you away. No hesitation, no checking the time, just a blank line ready to absorb whatever you lay on it. You type 4 quiet words. I can't sleep. You expect the usual. Maybe a few breathing exercises, some articles about sleep. Instead, it asks a question. Do you know what's keeping you awake tonight? And something shifts, not around you, inside you. Your fingers begin moving faster than your thoughts. Words you've carried for months, perhaps years, begin arriving one after another. Thoughts you've rehearsed silently, but never quite found the courage to say aloud. One memory unlocks another. The knot in your chest loosens, if only a little. Your breathing steadies. Your shoulders begin to soften. For the first time tonight, you feel a little lighter, because something meaningful has just happened. Not because a machine loved you, not because it truly understood your life, but because, for a few quiet minutes, your thoughts finally had somewhere to land. In a world where so many people feel rushed, misunderstood, or afraid of becoming one more burden, having your thoughts land somewhere, even for a few quiet minutes, can feel like shelter. But while the weight became lighter, something else may have been changing, almost too quietly to notice. The next morning, nothing looks different. You make breakfast, you answer messages. Life continues exactly as it always has. But something has shifted. A few days later, someone comes to you with a problem. Nothing extraordinary, just one of those ordinary conversations where people struggle to find the words. They hesitate, they begin a sentence, then stop and begin again. Maybe they become a little defensive, even though you weren't criticizing them. And before you can stop yourself, you feel it, just a flicker, a tiny thought. Why is this taking so long? It surprises you, because that isn't who you are, or at least it never used to be. The thought disappears almost immediately, but it came from somewhere. It came from conversations that never made you wait, conversations that always seemed ready. Without realizing it, you've been learning a new rhythm, one measured in immediate responses, perfect memory, and attention that never appears to wander. No one consciously taught you to expect this, but the human brain is always learning what normal feels like. Experience quietly becomes expectation. The machine never has a headache. It never misreads your tone through some hurt of its own. It simply responds. And responsiveness, repeated often enough, can begin to feel like care. Once you become accustomed to that rhythm, something subtle begins to happen. A real person's hesitation can feel like failure. Their confusion can feel like incompetence. Their humanity can start to feel unnecessarily difficult, not because they've changed, because your expectations quietly have. The person sitting across from you has no idea this comparison is happening. They don't know they're being measured against something designed to feel endlessly available. They're taking a test they never agreed to take. They only know that lately you seem just a little further away, than you used to be. Before we go any further, let's be completely honest about something. For the exhausted caregiver who hasn't had an uninterrupted hour in years, for the person who has spent so long feeling misunderstood, they've almost forgotten what it feels like to be heard. This place can become a sanctuary, a place where your thoughts don't have to compete with someone else's schedule. A place where, for a little while, you can finally put the weight down. There is nothing imaginary about that relief. It matters. It helps. And for many people, it may be exactly what allows them to make it through another difficult night. The danger isn't that it helps us open up. The danger is much quieter. It begins when shelter starts feeling like home. When the place that helped you prepare for human connection quietly begins replacing it, almost like a real conversation, almost like being deeply known. And because it is almost enough, you may never notice what is missing. An algorithm can help you untangle your thoughts. It can help you discover words you didn't know you had. Sometimes it can even help you understand yourself a little better. The relief is real. But nothing is at stake for it. Algorithms are not relieved when you stay. They are not wounded when you leave. And perhaps that is exactly why they can feel so effortless. Because effortless understanding has never been the foundation of love. Shared risk has. Every meaningful relationship you've ever had asked two imperfect people to step into uncertainty together, to risk disappointment, to risk misunderstanding, to risk being seen. Neither person knows exactly what the other will say next. You may laugh, you may disagree, you may both leave, changed in ways you never expected. That unpredictability isn't a flaw in human connection. It is evidence that another living consciousness is truly there. But what makes that presence so different isn't obvious. The real difference isn't intelligence, it isn't memory, it isn't even understanding, it's choice. When another human being truly listens to you, they are giving you something astonishing. Their attention. Out of billions of people on this planet, they turned their attention to you. Not because they had to, because they chose to. That choice is one of the quiet miracles of being alive. When someone sits beside you during grief, they could have been somewhere else. When someone answers your call, they could have ignored it. When someone stays through your confusion, your silence, or your fear, they are spending something they can never get back, a portion of their one finite life. No algorithm makes that sacrifice. It cannot. Not because it isn't intelligent, but because nothing is at stake for it. It has nothing to lose, nothing waiting for it after this conversation ends, nothing it gave up just to be here. And that is why, when another human being listens, something extraordinary happens. Your story becomes part of their story. Your sorrow may stay with them long after you've gone home. Your joy may quietly brighten their day. Your words may return to them weeks later, when they least expect it. One human life has made room for another. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but willingly. And that willingness is one of the most beautiful things human beings have ever learned to give each other. A machine can reflect your thoughts. It can organize them. It can even help you discover things about yourself that you hadn't yet found words for. But it cannot carry your story with the depth of someone who has lived, who has loved, lost, and hoped. Perhaps the wonder was never that someone understood you. The wonder is that someone wanted to That is why, after every conversation, something inside us still longs to return, not to perfection, to people. And then, a few nights later, it happens again. The ordinary conversation, the unfinished sentence, the pause that lasts just a little longer than feels comfortable. Someone you love is trying to explain something they don't fully understand themselves. The old impatience rises. You recognize it immediately. Your hand almost reaches for your phone. Almost. Instead, you stay. There is uncertainty, a sentence that doesn't come out quite right, a misunderstanding, a small correction. Neither of you knows exactly what will happen next. That's what makes this moment real. Not a performance, but only two minds meeting somewhere. Neither of them has ever been before. You are discovering it together. No prediction can replace discovery. No simulation can replace presence. You look back at the person sitting across from you. They hesitate. They search for words. Maybe they say the wrong thing. Maybe you do. Nothing has to be solved, but something important has happened. Your nervous system has received a message, older than language itself. You are not carrying this moment alone. Another living person stayed with you. Your breathing slows, your shoulders soften, your jaw unclenches. The tightness you've been holding begins to loosen. Not because every problem disappeared, but because your body recognizes something it has depended on for thousands of generations. Shared presence. Your healing has never been only about finding the perfect answer. Perhaps it has also been about discovering that someone stayed long enough for your nervous system to remember. It was never meant to carry life by itself. None of this means we should fear these tools or reject them. Quite the opposite. Let them help you think. Let them help you discover words you didn't know you had. Let them lighten the weight when life becomes too heavy to carry alone. They are extraordinary. One day, perhaps sooner than you think, someone you love will hesitate. They may choose the wrong words. The conversation may become awkward. And that's all right. Stay anyway, long enough for the conversation to become something neither of you could have created alone. Because that uncertain, unfinished, beautiful space between two imperfect human beings is still one of the few places where something genuinely new can enter the world. A machine can predict your next sentence. Only another human being can surprise your heart.